express how happy you are with the announcement that was made tonight?
Yeah, obviously known it's been coming for a long time, and we've been planning on it. But I feel like it's just an honor to have players who want to stick around, and I think that says a lot to their position coaches. I think it says a lot to their teammates and the university, and to our fans. I think we try to make it a place where when they leave here, they want to keep playing basketball, and they want to stay as long as they can. And Vani is a remarkable player. Obviously, everybody knows that. She's everyone's using that term generational talent, and I think that's overrated. But Vani is a terrific player who keeps getting better, and she, we're happy to coach her as many years as she'll stay here, and I guess only she gets one more. So we're happy to get her for a fifth, and I know that she's going to continue to improve. She's done that every year that she's been here, and will be great to have her going into next season and see how she's going to evolve as a player.
It's as much for academic reasons as it is for playing too. She wanted to come back and get another year towards her education.
Yeah, I mean, all of our, we wanted to find a way to make it valuable for her. She's going to be a doctor, and so we had to make it valuable for her in one way or another. I think it's WNBA expansion, it's loving what she's doing here. There's a lot of positives to it. But certainly there were no areas of her life where it seemed like it was better to stop this and go do something else. So there was no reason for her really to, because in every area you're like, well, that would be better. And, oh, you could do that. Same with our fifth year seniors this year. Like, they're all getting a master's. And so, like, who wouldn't get a free master's degree if it was allowed, and you get to go do this while we take care of it and have fun with your best buddies. So yes, it is academically, it's in her benefit to prepare her for med school when she's ready to do that.
What does that say about a player to get that ovation that she got at the
and we weren't sure if people understood at first, so we were going to just do a graphic. We wanted it to be abundantly clear, but the people who are here got a treat, and they got to see it first, and I think that they all understand what she does and what she brings, and the excitement that she kind of creates on the court.
Losing 3 though to another ACL,
yeah.
I can imagine that's devastating for you and the whole team and herself, obviously.
Yeah, it's been a hard couple weeks. She went down early last week, so we were, there's testing and there's all these things, and yeah, I mean, I just feel for her as a person. That's a lot to endure. I tore one ACL, and that was a lot for me. I remember that being a pretty dark time in my life, and to think that she did in high school, came back, obviously did it with us her freshman year, and now to have it happen again, I just, she's a very strong woman, and she's very grounded. She is very faith oriented, and none of us can really explain it away right now, and try and figure out anatomically. This last one was a little different. There was a little bit of contact, so it wasn't quite just the anatomy, but I'm, feel for her, and she's just such an important part of what we do on the court. She has an important place for us in our locker room too, but you never want to see that. And, so our heart all goes out to her, and hopefully we're going to just continue on doing the thing that we set out to do, and, maybe in her honor, or, however you word that.
What did you like or not like from the zone?
Well, I thought we got some good stuff, but then, there was just, we got some stops. We were trying to find a way to stop them. I mean, they were shooting too good a field goal percentage for a while there. They were, they had some turnovers, but not a ton. But I like that we were giving them different looks, making them think through it a little bit. They were trying to lower their head and get to the basket. They were shooting a pretty high percentage. They were rebounding well. So, we were just trying to change it up. They didn't have a ton of shooters out there all times, but they did find some nice open players around the basket. The question is rebounding in the zone, always. I think that if you run it all the time, you find the rebounding pieces. And for us, we're trying to work on checking out in the zone. And, Esther sunk back a little bit too far on the one, and a player who doesn't make a lot of mid-range shots makes that jumper. And we weren't as disruptive as I would have liked us to be. So that sometimes gets us some energy. And it was okay. I thought it changed it up a little bit, so they had to at least think about what they were doing. I don't know. I wish our defense was a little better today.
Got changed towards the end of the third quarter. That's where you sort of went on that run. It was sort of hanging between 12 to 15 points, but then you just exploded that lead towards the end of the third quarter.
Yeah, I don't really know. It never felt clean like that, you know. And then I looked up and it was there, so it was kind of just a possession by possession situation. I think we got a couple steals, the stops, you know, so the stops happened. I think maybe some of them in the zone. We made 1 or 2 threes, and it seemed like 100 in a day where we only made 7, you know, because we're used to shooting the ball so well from the 3-point line. So I think it was just a couple consecutive possessions where we just were able to score and get a stop. Really, it wasn't anything flashy. I don't know if it was anyone in particular. It was just a little bit faster pace offense and some finding a way to get us up on defense.
Almost a seemingly off day offensively, but you guys still managed to win in dominant fashion. What's so special about this team?
You know, there's lots of things that are special about our team. This is the first time I'm looking at the stat sheet. I mean, we still end up with 4 players in double digits, so that's pretty good. We share the ball really well. You know, we didn't turn it over today. We have a lot of people, and that's, we had 20 turnovers against them last time. Some of them were because San Francisco forced them, and some of them were just on our own, throwing the ball all over the place, and we really didn't do that today. So I think that the moral of the story is, and we didn't rebound it great today. We're a really good rebounding team. So there's a lot of ways where we can win. We can just dominate the glass, and that can positively affect the outcome. We can shoot it lights out. That can positively affect the outcome. We always share the ball, but finding open players, taking care of the ball. So I think the special sauce is that we're versatile and we're well-rounded, and we have a lot of people who can make contributions that lead to winning games.
How do you find the balance between, you know, cutting down the nets and celebrating that, but also telling the guys, like, hey, we still got 2 more regular season games and the tournament past that?
Yeah, I don't know who I talked to. Did I talk to you or some? I talked to somebody about this the other day, about how you don't. Oh, it's a radio show, I think. You don't really have to do that too much with a team that's as veteran as we are. And now we're getting down to the home stretch, right? And so I think we made it through the February blues a little bit. I know we're still in February, but usually it's the beginning of February when it starts to get long. And we were without Vonnie, and then Lauren was gone for a little bit with that. So that, I think, inserted a little bit of energy to us and focus, because we knew we were playing without some people and practicing without some people. And then, you know, having Bree's thing, that gave us a little bit of a lift. And, you know, the Breast Cancer Awareness Day is a huge thing for our team. We've got some personal experiences there. And so I think we've been able to kind of manufacture some stuff. So plus the fact that we've got all these veterans. I mean, pick a leader on our team. I don't know. You know what I mean? We've got so many of them. And so I just don't think they're not going to overlook things. And I don't know how the outcomes are going to be, but I know that they're not going to show up and think, oh, we're just going down to Pepperdine now, or, oh, we already won the league and cut the nets. It's Portland. Who cares? Like, they are driven beyond what we're doing right now. They have a purpose, and hopefully we fulfill it, but we're still moving towards it. And so win or loss, that doesn't really affect us in there. We've been talking lately about stacking days together. That's something that we heard from Mark Dagnall, the Oklahoma City coach, and just you want to keep stacking days. And so that's our goal. Stacking days leads to stacking games, which leads to stacking championships, and that's a positive process that we're talking about right now.
Speaking to sort of that stacking and building on it, with how are you managing sort of coaching situational hoops, like for late in game situations when I think maybe it's the Rice game was the last game that was under 10 points.
Yeah.
You just like happen to have that like late pressure, right? Because of the specific game where it's halftime pressure. But
Sure.
I'll try to get lucky into that. So.
It's hard. I mean, I don't think any coach is going to say, I wish they were closer. You know what I mean? But it is difficult. We're trying the best we can in practice. We're doing all the stuff against the practice guys. And as good as our team is, those guys are athletic and fast and strong, and they can do some stuff. But it is a challenge that we have. So the best that we can, you know, we were joking that I called a really fast timeout the other night against St. Mary's because I didn't like our energy. I haven't had to do that. And like you said, since November, December, it was a long time. So we're trying to manufacture it and simulate it. Last season, we had so many close games that it was like we never practiced situations. We got the games to practice the situations. And so we're just making it up, putting all these different things on there for coaches as well as the players. You know what I mean? And I think that's the best you can do at this time, because we don't want to get in one of those and make a mistake or make a poor choice at that time. So we're trying. But I like it this way.
Bonnie, tell us about the decision.
Yeah, definitely super excited. It was definitely one that I sat with for a while. I mean, I've been thinking about it since last year just because I wanted to make sure that I was like taking in like all the factors and stuff like that. But I know I made the best decision for me, so I'm just excited. I'm really happy that I get to stay with this team and this program and kind of like this Gonzaga community, just because it's so like I've built a home here and things like that, and I feel like that in and of itself is what brought me here in the first place. So I'm happy that I was able to keep that, and I'm able to like let that kind of like be a part of my decision.
Brenna, I know you're not going to be here for it, but what does Lonnie coming back mean to next year's team?
I mean, everything. I think she's kind of the heart and soul and makes the team go right now. So next year, her improvement from last year to this year, you can only imagine what it's going to be like next year. And I was kind of joking before the game with some players, like there's probably a WCC coaches group chat, and they're probably spamming just like, oh, we got to deal with her another year. But I'm super excited to watch Vaughn. She'll probably be dunking at that point. Who knows?
Hopefully.
But yeah.
Well, obviously a tough subject, but losing Bree for the rest of the season, I'm sure that's so hard for you guys to see. Can you kind of speak to, what that's like? Obviously you have depth, but someone close to you guys go through that.
Yeah, I mean, just like the first time and the second time, like it's never an easy feat, especially seeing her go down, just knowing how much she cares and how much she's worked and how much she's just like put in effort to like come back and be great and like consistently be Bree. It's definitely like a little just like disheartening just because we know how much she's gone through. So it's like, it's really tough seeing her go down, but at the end of the day, she continues to come here and she continues to be present and she continues to give us like her best self every single day. So kind of just taking that, like making that like propel us forward and things like that, and just bringing her along. Like Bree's not left anywhere. Like she's a part of this team. She'll always be a part of this team. So we're going to continue to bring her on, whether she's on the court or off the court. So we're just trying to be as much support as we can for her, but all the best, proud of her and things like that. So we're just rooting for her.
Are you guys preparing personally for the WCC and the March Madness, NCAA tournament, any differently than normal years, having multiple years of experience in both?
Yeah, I think for the most part, we're kind of just trying to take it one game at a time. So this week, our focus is San Fran and Pepperdine. When we get through league, we'll start focusing on WCC. We get to WCC, we'll focus on Selection Sunday and so on. So we're trying to get too far ahead because a lot of stuff, we want to just do the best we can right now and control what we can control. And then we have time to worry about that a little bit later.
And I think how we show up every single day for every single like practice, game, drill, moment, I feel like that we've adapted this word onto our team, but it kind of like stacks on each other, and that in and of itself is preparing us for all the other like games that are to come and things like that. So every single day is working towards something, whether it's tomorrow or in the future.
Okay. Well, it's always frustrating to be in foul trouble in the first half. Is it easier somewhat mentally with a team like this where you're like, I'm a dominant player, but I know that other people are going to be there to step in, so there's a little less anguish picking up that second half?
Oh yeah, 1000%. I feel like you took the words right out of my mouth. Like as much as it's like if anybody's like sitting down on the court, I don't think there's any like worry necessarily of like who's out there. It's more like how can we just make our team continue to flow? How can we like be us? How can we have energy both offensively and defensively? So there's not too much worry there.
It's nothing new, but getting to cut down the nets for a regular season title. I mean, how do you guys kind of balance that? I promise you this experience. I know it's one thing at a time, but do you get to kind of revel in that a little bit?
I think so. We can celebrate today. It's really cool. I think we're the first team in the nation to win a conference title this year, and that's really cool. And it's just, I'm trying to stay present and treasure these moments because it's a special group, and what we're accomplishing is really impressive, and we're trying, don't dwell on that and like, wow, we're so cool, but you can take those little moments and celebrate the victories that we've had.
There's some fans kind of mentioned the 2010-2011 team and start some conversations about comparing where you guys fall with that. Do you hear those conversations? Is that something that people bring up to you guys, and do you think about that at all?
Not really.
Who was on that team? No, I did not mean. I'm sorry. I did not mean it like that. Like just.
I
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I guess
Um,
we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I mean, we haven't heard anything and stuff like that. And at the end of the day, like, we're just trying to be like the team we are, and we also carry on like their legacies as well. Like the teams that, the players that have come before us, like we're always carrying them on when we were Gonzaga. So I feel like in and of itself, we are embodying them when we play. So, I mean, if that answers any questions.